Hello and welcome back to another TBR video. It's time to pick out my November TBR, which is crazy because that means after this I only have my December TBR and then that is the year gone, which feels daunting because I feel like there are so many books that I wanted to get to this year that I haven't got to yet. So I feel like I've got quite a lot of books that I want to cram in before the end of the year. As usual, I'll be using my TBR pineapple jar here, which is full of prompts to choose my TBR. I will be choosing 8 books this month. I don't think there are any new releases that I'm desperate to get to, so I think I should mainly be able to choose from what I have here and also what's on my Kindle library. I'm trying to make more use of Kindle Unlimited, and also I'm trying to be more mindful about buying loads of books. If books are on Kindle Unlimited, I'm trying to just read them there, and then if I like them I can buy the physical copy, but I don't just want to keep buying loads of books, and I really do just want to keep my TBR to this TBR cart. Normally at the start of these videos I will say how I have done on my previous month's TBR. It's a bit difficult this month because I am currently filming a trying to finish my TBR video, so I'm hoping that I will finish my full TBR. Currently, as I'm filming this, I have only read 6 books on my TBR, and it was a 10-book TBR, so it's possible that I won't get to all of them, but I'm pretty sure I will at least read most of them. So that is the update on last month's TBR. I'm sorry I can't show you a visual on what I have and what I haven't read, but if you would like to see how I did on last month's TBR, then the next video after this should be that finishing my TBR video, so you can watch that and see how I do and whether I do manage to finish that TBR. Okay, I think I have covered all bases, and now we can start picking my TBR. Right, okay, let's go ahead and pick out prompt number 1. I think I said this in my last video, but I've done a whole rejig of my TBR prompt jar, and I also am no longer reusing prompts that I have already pulled out, so any prompts that I got last month will not be in this month as well. So I'm excited, and now I really can't remember what my prompts are. Is that the right way around? I feel like my camera is really not focusing, but it says free pick. Obviously I always like getting a free pick prompt, but it's not necessarily the best to get it right at the start because I don't know what other prompts I'm going to get yet. There is one book that I know I definitely want on my TBR this month, so I think that's what I'm going to go with, and that is The X-Files by Jessica Joyce. I loved You With You by Jessica Joyce, and I have also heard amazing things about this one, so I'm excited to read it, and it is also the pick this month for the book club that I have with my friends, so I know I need to read that in November. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to choose for this free pick. I don't know what this is about. It says 2 exes, 1 wedding, what could go wrong? I'm assuming it's therefore a second chance romance. I like a second chance romance, and also a wedding setting I feel like is quite fun, so I'm excited to read this. As I said, I've heard such good things about it. Yeah, that is book 1 on our TBR. Okay, let's pick again. What does it say? I'm hoping you can see because I can't. Book that matches my outfit. I'm literally currently wearing a grey tracksuit. It is pretty cold at the moment, so yeah. Not wearing anything that interesting, so I guess I need a kind of grey book. I think if I'm looking at my physical books, maybe A Shadow in the Ember. It's got a lot of red on it and I don't actually have any red on me. There is actually a little bit of purple, but this is pretty grey, especially the spine, so I think that this could be an option. Throne of the Fallen, that's kind of grey as well. I feel like that could be another option. Ninth House, another grey book with a snake on. This series is quite popular. I have had this book for such a long time and I haven't read it, so this would maybe be a good one to finally read, but I don't know why I'm really intimidated about this book. It takes place in Yale. There's like secret societies, and I think there's like a murder that our main character tries to solve, I think. I then have Throne of the Fallen. This one I think maybe is quite a good match because I mean, this writing's kind of pink, not purple, but this is like the closest I've got. I feel like there are some little like pinky bits in it. This is the first book in the like spin-off series to Kingdom of the Wicked, which I did really like, and this follows one of the brothers of the male main character from Kingdom of the Wicked. I'm pretty sure it's Envy that this one follows. I've heard good things about this one. I really enjoyed Kingdom of the Wicked, so that could be a good choice. The only issue is it's starting a new series. I mean, all of these options are actually starting a new series, so I don't know why I said that. And then the other one is A Shadow in the Ember. This is the first book in the Flesh and Fire series, which is kind of intertwined with Blood and Ash. I read the first 3 books in Blood and Ash literally years ago, and then I think I really struggled with the 3rd book, so I never continued on, but I've heard that this book is really good, and actually the correct reading order if you're going to read both series is to jump into this one next, so I figured I would read this one and then maybe try and go back to Blood and Ash and see if I like it, or if I don't and I just like this series, then read this series. It's a fantasy romance. So is this one, and this one I think is just like a dark academia fantasy thing. So what do I want to read? I really should choose this because I've had it for such a long time, but I'm just so scared to read it. It's been on my TBR quite a few times and I just haven't got to it. Honestly, weirdly, the one that's calling to me the most is A Shadow in the Ember, which I don't know if that's going to be a mistake because it's quite a brick. But if I remember, the Blood and Ash books are actually like really quick to read, like easy to read. You know what, I think I'm going to go for this because I've heard such good things about this series. So yeah, I think I'm going to go for A Shadow in the Ember, the first book in Flesh and Fire. If you have read the series, then let me know what you think about it and how it compares to Blood and Ash if you have read that as well. Yeah, I really liked the first two Blood and Ash books, but then the third book I just really struggled with, and that was like way before I started this YouTube channel, and back then I was like more of a binge series reader, so I would just read books in a series back to back. And I don't know if that was also a reason why I stopped reading it, because like I read the first three books back to back and then I was just like bored. So yeah, I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Okay, let's go for pick number 3. Again, I'm hoping that's in focus. What does it say? Oh, it might have been in focus, but it was upside down. We have random number generator. Okay, I always like a random number generator. Obviously I'm just gonna do this on my physical TBR. I can't include Kindle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 13, 14, 15, 16, 21, 22, 26, 27, 28. Okay, pick a number from 1 to 28.
It's 27.
Okay, well that was easy, and that means that we have Throne of the Fallen, which I've obviously just put back, which is why it was the second last. Okay, I've just spoken about this book, so I'm not going to. Yeah, okay, that's another fantasy romance on the TBR, another new series, slightly overwhelming, but that's okay. Okay, prompt number 4. A book published this year. Okay, I think I'll have quite a few options here. What kind of book do I want? We have The Dagger and the Flame. That's a really new release and I've seen lots of people reading it. Ghostsmith by Nikki Powell Brito. I could go for that one. That would be good because would I be finishing a series? Is this just a 2-book series? The first book is Bonesmith. So maybe this is a good one to choose to finish off. Yeah, okay. This is the second book in the Bonesmith duology, so if I read this one, I've finished a series, which will feel good. So maybe that's a good option. Otherwise, I could choose another romance, like The Dixon Rule. I'm pretty sure that released this year, just for the summer, but it's not really the vibe. You know what, I think I'm going to go for this. So this is the second book, as I said, to Bonesmith. This is YA fantasy romance. It's kind of like a Reaper kind of vibe. I enjoyed the first one. I think I gave it 4 stars or maybe even higher. So I think I'm going to go for this one. And also the font is like nice and big, which is good. So yeah, okay, there we go. Another fantasy romance. Right, I feel like I'm going to need to try and get something from a different genre. But honestly, most of my TBR at the moment is fantasy romance. It's just what I've been gravitating towards, but it is nice to have some like romance palette cleansers. It's thriller. So I don't have any thrillers physically, so it's gonna have to be one from Kindle. Could go for The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. That's her newest one. I always like Frida McFadden books. Or I could go for The Housemaid's Secret. That's the second one to The Housemaid. I did really enjoy The Housemaid, and I think The Housemaid's Secret is supposed to be like just as good or even better. But you know what, I think I'm gonna go for The Boyfriend. I have no idea what it's about, I just know it's her newest release and her thrillers are just so fun and easy and quick to read. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna go for, The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. Okay, that is 5 books chosen. Nice to have a different genre in there. What does that say? Continue a series, okay. I could go for a romance for this one. I could, for example, do The Dixon Rule. I could do The Catch just for the summer. And then I also have some fantasy options. So I have A Queen of Thieves and Chaos by K.A. Tucker. This is book 3 in the Fate and Flame series, I think it's called. Yeah, Fate and Flame series. I could choose that one. I also could choose the second Crescent City book. It would be good to get like Crescent City all caught up this year. I'm honestly just a bit worried about that one and how long it's going to take me to read. Even though I've now read the first Crescent City book, this series still intimidates me massively. I didn't find it like super easy to get through. I did overall enjoy it. Like like I gave it 4 stars, but it's definitely like one of my least favourite books from Sarah J Maas. So yeah, I'm not like super excited to read this, but at the same time I do want to finish the Crescent City series, so I think this is what I'm going to go for. It would be nice to get this series finished by the end of the year. House of Sky and Breath is going on the TBR. I'm not going to talk about what the series is about because odds are you probably know. I am very late to reading it, but yeah, there we go. 6 books on the TBR, 2 more to go. I don't know why, but like I'm not feeling super excited about this TBR. Like I was really happy with October's TBR, and I don't know why, but I'm not feeling super thrilled about November's so far. Okay, next we have a book everyone's talking about. Now this is kind of hard to say because everyone to me is probably different to everyone to you. Like I'm just going to go based off what I have been seeing a lot of online recently, and I think I mainly have 2 options. That would be The Dagger and the Flame, which I spoke about briefly. This is a new release. It's the first book in a series, which kind of makes me less desperate to read it, knowing that I'll have to wait for the next book. But this is definitely a book that I am seeing a lot of people talk about at the moment, so I could go for this. For the other book that I feel like loads of people are talking about at the moment, actually I have a few options. There's Phantasma, which I feel like loads of people have been reading recently, but I have seen kind of mixed reviews on it, so I'm not like desperate to read that one. And the other one is Metal Slinger. Those are 2 that I feel like I'm seeing a lot of online. Metal Slinger I'm mainly seeing a lot of from Emmy Rossum, who loved this book, recommended it, and then I'm seeing other people reading it from her recommendation. That again, it's the first book in a series, but they all are at this point. I think I'm gonna go for Metal Slinger. I don't know why, I don't even have a clue what it's about. It's a romantasy, that's all I know, and it's on Kindle Unlimited. And it's nice to have quite a few Kindle Unlimited books to read throughout the month, so that is gonna be book 7. Yeah, book 7. Okay, so we only have 1 more to go. That's actually really sad. Maybe should I do 9? Maybe. I'll see what this is. Oh, okay, I just pulled out another free pick, but honestly, I'm gonna cheat the jar here and put that back because I just feel like I don't want 2 free picks in 1 month. And I just don't even know what I want to pick. Like, I want the prompts to tell me what to pick. Let's pick a different prompt. Fantasy book. Okay, I am going to do this, but I am going to do another prompt after this because yeah, it's heavy on the fantasy and I would maybe like to get another romance on there. What do I choose? So I could choose Heat of the Everflame. That's the 3rd book in the Kindred's Curse saga, and then I would be up to date with that series, which would be nice. I could choose the next Zodiac Academy book, which I think is Zodiac Academy 8. I'm just a bit scared of that one because it's so long, but again, I would really like to finish that series, especially because their new series, Neverkeep, the 1st book, has recently come out and I want to read that, but I want to finish Zodiac Academy first. I could choose a completely new fantasy series, but I don't think I want to do that because, yeah, I'm already starting a few series based on this TBR, so I think I want to continue a series. So do I go for Zodiac Academy? Okay, I think I know what I want to go for, I just don't know where it is, so give me a minute. I think I'm gonna go for Glow by Raven Kennedy. This is book 5 in the Plated Prisoner series. Have I got this wrong? Is this book 4? I hate when they don't say on the cover which one they are. Which is book 4 and which is book... Yeah, okay, no, Glow is actually book 4. Good job I'm filming this now, because I had this one, because I had Gold picked out to read in part of my finishing my TBR for this month's video. And I would have gone into this and literally been so confused because, yeah, I'm pretty sure Glow comes first. So Glow is actually on my October TBR. So forget that. That's one of the books that I need to get to and finish this month. And then Gold is the next book. So I think that I want to add this one to my TBR because after that, there's only 1 more book after this one and then that is that series finished, and I just want to not leave it too long in between books. So I think I'm gonna go for Gold, and I hope that I've got the order right finally. I'm pretty sure I do. This book looks a bit older and more battered than this one, so I'm assuming this is the older one. Okay, as I said, I'm gonna pick 1 more prompt and let's hope that I can get like a nice romance because I only have 1 and I need at least 2 to get me through a month. Okay, we have published this year. I'm confused because didn't I just have this prompt? Yeah. Okay, turns out I had accidentally written the same prompt twice, but that's okay. I will use it again. And I think I'm going to go for... Did The Catch come out this year? Or was that last year? Yeah, 2024. Okay, so do I go for The Catch or do I go for The Dixon Rule? I think these are the two that are calling to me. I really want to read Just for the Summer, but it doesn't feel like the right time of year to read that in November. So I'm between these two, and this one I would be catching up with a series, this one I would be finishing a series. So maybe I should just do this one and get it off my TBR, but this one feels quite summery. You know what, I'm going to go with The Catch because I would like to completely finish the series, so that's what I'm going to go for. This TBR feels slightly overwhelming, I'm not going to lie. Let me just tidy up and then we will do a run through. Okay, so on my November TBR we have 9 books total, and we have 1 thriller, 2 romances, and the rest are all fantasy. Let's go through it quickly. So we have The X-Files by Jessica Joyce. Very excited about this one. That's probably like the book I am most happy with that's on my TBR. The Catch by Amy Lee. On Kindle I have The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden, and then I have Metal Slinger by Rachel, I can't remember the author's name, but I will have the book on screen so you can see it. I then have Gold by Raven Kennedy, the 5th book in the Plated Prisoner series. A Shadow in the Ember by Jennifer L. Armentrout, the 1st book in the Flesh and Fire series. Throne of the Fallen by Kerry Maniscalco, the 1st book in the Throne of the Fallen series. Ghostsmith by Nikki Powell-Brito, the 2nd book in the House of the Dead duology. And finally House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas, the 2nd book in the Crescent City series. So that's my TBR this month. It feels quite an overwhelming TBR, but hopefully I will do well. Let me know if you have read any of these books and your thoughts on them, or any that you are excited to read and maybe want to see featured in reading vlogs. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please don't forget to leave a comment, like and subscribe. I would love to see you in my next video. Bye!